Hello and welcome to your in-depth weekly horoscope for week commencing the 27th of June. I'm going to give you the key strands to look out for this week. Please stay with me. I will then dive deep to give you in forensic detail each of the 12 zodiac signs from Aries through to Pisces, which you can watch in terms of your ascendant or your sun or both. Now this week, of course, does see the new moon in the sign of Cancer. Now, depending on where you are in the world, it's on the 28th or 29th. In terms of Universal Central Time, it's the 29th. And this squares with the buoyant energy of Jupiter. Now, both are in cardinal signs. Cancer, the second of the cardinal quadrants, is very much about protection, nurture, the environment, our home, our family, our feelings. So that upbeat energy, that levitating energy of Jupiter is asking us to find ways, enterprising ways, because I think Jupiter is pushing for that, to add that sense of security at the root of our existences. Now Neptune, the planet of dreams, does begin a retrograde on Tuesday, which will last through to the 4th of December. Neptune's great if we want to embrace a more spiritual dimension, whether it's a more traditional spirituality or something that's more personal and much more to do with our own particular way of experiencing faith. But the retrograde could see us thinking very deeply about these issues over this period of time. But later this week, Neptune gets into a rather destructive right angle with Mercury. Mercury in the sign of Gemini, of course, is in its home sign, and it's very much about clarity and quick wits. So an exchange towards the end of this week may require a little more care, particularly if you're talking about a contract, but some gossip could be doing the rounds, so vital to try to keep things real. But there are two glorious influences this week. Mars forges a very stable angle to Saturn, and also there's a beautiful link between Jupiter and Venus. Now that can actually be very lucky, and if you're wanting to look to add to your family, I understand that this particular aspect can be very helpful, but it's also one where we can socialise and be a bit more free-spirited and live in the moment. Now the more breaking and restrictive energies of Saturn are counterbalanced by the more progressive energies of Mars, which is very much about pushing forwards. So Saturn can act as a bit of an anchor for the more rampant and more impulsive energies of Mars, so that's a very nice balancing influence too. In fact, towards the end of this week, despite the fact that Mercury gets blighted by Neptune, it actually also itself forges a stable link to Saturn. So I think as the week goes on, scrutinising the details around anything is going to be important. And as I say, particularly if you're discussing a contract, a job offer, or you're sending some communication that's important, make sure that you treble check everything before you do press that send button. Now, if you'd like to get a more detailed understanding of the new moon, please see beneath this video and you can watch my new moon special video. But if you are new to my channel, I'd be honoured if you would subscribe. I'm nearly there at the 100,000 subs mark, and if you've already subscribed, I'm very grateful. And if you would like to ascend above this zodiac broadcast and embrace the wonder of more serious astrology, if you give me 3 pieces of personal birth data of time, date and place, I can give you a roadmap that can guide you for the rest of your life, as well as a 12-month personal forecast. These are completely individual to you, and there's 30% off if you see the link beneath this video with my special offer. So Leo, your week commencing the 27th of June forecast does see a very sensitive new moon. But it is in that right angle to Jupiter, which is a very exuberant link, of course, and it's in a very dynamic, expansive area. I think the combination of these two energies is really saying to you, do you have hidden strands or talents, or ones you're aware of, but perhaps have not really quite shared as much as you could? The next month is going to give you a lot of encouragement to really embrace these, think very carefully about how you could go forwards with them. And this week, if you are feeling more confident, the fact that there is such a positive link between Jupiter and Venus, some kind of good fortune could be connected to a group of friends. Maybe it's going to be a piece of serendipity linked to a travel opportunity. Someone may have someone drop out of an overseas trip, for example, and ask if you want to fill in, and you may be delighted to do so. And of course, with Mars and Saturn in such a stable link as well, the partnerships you have at the moment that are going well can just go from strength to strength. But Neptune going into a retrograde does suggest through to early December, you will perhaps need to work with your longer term financial situation with a degree of care. It's not a time to be too idealistic for any of us, to be honest. And later in the week, Neptune also tangles with Mercury. So as much as good friendships can really lift you this week, anyone who doesn't quite get you or you're not quite sure of could prove to be a bit disappointing as the week draws to a close. But for us all, if we really concentrate on the details, we can cut through that potential for confusion. And this new moon is certainly saying to you, dig deep to make the most of those very profound skills and energies that may be a little dormant, that you've not quite brought out into the open yet, but you will do so by the time the sun enters your sign in the third week of July.